Hi, welcome to Snoriezzz, a children's bedtime podcast hosted by your Snory godmothers. I'm Marcia Gay Harden, and I love sleep.
And I'm Natalie Peyton. I love sleep too. Thanks for joining us.
Time to settle in, snuggle up, put your head on the pillow, and get ready for your Snoriezzz bedtime ritual. First, we start with mindful talk.
Mindful talk is our opportunity to focus on ourselves and remind us how special we are.
Sometimes we experience being spoken to unkindly, maybe by a sibling or another kiddo at school. Your Snory godmother Natalie and I want to tell you that no matter what anyone says or does to you, you are still special, unique, and inspiring to other people.
Yeah, don't let someone's unkind words or behaviors get you down. You can always try practicing compassion. That means when someone is not being nice to you, it helps to remember that people who are feeling hurt tend to hurt other people.
Exactly. Rather than believing the unkind words someone says to you, we want to give you the tools to rise above it and affirm yourself. You can just say, "Hey, I'm not going to take that from you. I'm cool."
Right, and as we always say, it's important to focus on the good stuff. So, repeat after your Snory godmother Marcia. Say it quietly or say it in your mind. But don't just say it, kiddos. Really feel it and experience the energy of the words.
My kindness empowers me.
That's right, your kindness is contagious.
I do not let unkind words define me.
Good, you're better than that.
My voice inspires others.
And people want to hear what you have to say.
I help those in need.
And that's actually good for your body, because here's your Snory science tip. Did you know that when you do nice things for other people, your brain releases a super cool love hormone called oxytocin? And that puts you in a great mood and gives you positive emotions. So, do good deeds and release that oxytocin.
Being compassionate makes me a better leader.
In just a minute, you'll hear how compassion plays an important role in MUFARO'S beautiful daughters. Kiddos, the Snory is almost here. But first, we want to help you get ready with your body and mind so you can focus and get all your jitters out. We do this by grounding with your surroundings and focusing on your senses. Your Snory godmothers will always remind you how precious and sweet sleep is for you. And we hope you can honor it like us. In today's grounding, we want you to imagine the most relaxing place in the world to you. It could be your bedroom, maybe the beach with sounds of the waves. Maybe it's a cozy fireplace and you're under blankets. Wherever it is, let your imagination soak up the peaceful and relaxing feeling it gives you. Now bring your mind back to your room and let's do some big belly breathing. Fill your belly up with air. Do you see how big you can make your tummy? And breathe out. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Are there any smells that snuck their way into your nose? Now breathe out. Take a small breath in through your mouth and notice the difference of how that feels in your belly. Can you hear your breath as you breathe out? For your last breath in tonight's grounding, imagine your favorite tasting food or treat and breathe it into your body. And breathe out. You did it. Now that you're grounded and your imagination is turned on, it's time to enjoy the Snory.
Today's Snory, MUFARO'S Beautiful Daughters, is read by our special guest, TISHA Campbell. It was written by John Steptoe, the wonderful African-American writer and illustrator, and of course it is set in the lush land of Africa. TISHA is the perfect person to bring an authentic voice to this sister's fairy tale.
MUFARO'S Beautiful Daughters, an African Tale by John Steptoe. A long time ago, in a certain place in Africa, a small village lay across a river and a half-day's journey from a city where a great king lived. A man named MUFARO lived in this village with his 2 daughters, who were called Manyara and Naija. Everyone agreed that Manyara and Naija were very beautiful. Manyara was almost always in bad temper. She teased her sister whenever their father's back was turned, and she had been heard to say, "Someday, Naija, I will be queen, and you will be a servant in my household." "If that should come to pass," Naija responded, "I will be pleased to serve you. But why do you say such things? You are clever and strong and beautiful. Why are you so unhappy?" "Because everyone talks about how kind you are, and they praise everything you do," Manyara replied. "I'm certain Father loves you best, but when I am queen, everyone will know that your silly kindness is only weakness." Naija was sad that Manyara felt that way, but she ignored her sister's words and went about her chores. Naija kept a small plot of land on which she grew millet, sunflowers, yams, and vegetables. She always sang while she worked, and some said it was her singing that made her crops more bountiful than anyone else's. One day, Naija noticed a small garden snake resting beneath a yam vine. "Good day, little Nayoka," she called to him. "You are welcome here. You will keep away any creatures who might spoil my vegetables." She bent forward, gave the little snake a loving pat on the head, and then returned to her work. From that day on, Nayoka was always at Naija's side when she tended her garden. It was said that she sang all the more sweetly when he was there. MUFARO knew nothing of how Manyara treated Naija. Naija was too considerate of her father's feelings to complain, and Manyara was always careful to behave herself when MUFARO was around. Early one morning, a messenger from the city arrived. The great king wanted a wife. "The most worthy and beautiful daughters in the land are invited to appear before the king, and he will choose one to become queen," the messenger proclaimed. MUFARO called Manyara and Naija to him. "It would be a great honor to have one of you chosen," he said. "Prepare yourselves to journey to the city. I will call together all of our friends to make a wedding party. We will leave tomorrow as the sun rises." "But, Father," Manyara said sweetly, "it would be painful for either of us to leave you, even to be wife to the king. I know Naija would grieve to death if she were parted from you. I am strong. Send me to the city and let poor Naija be happy here with you." MUFARO beamed with pride. "The king has asked for the most worthy and the most beautiful. No, Manyara, I cannot send you alone. Only a king can choose between two such worthy daughters. Both of you must go." That night, when everyone was asleep, Manyara stole quietly out of the village. She had never been in the forest at night before, and she was frightened, but her greed to be the first to appear before the king drove her on. In a hurry, she almost stumbled over a small boy who suddenly appeared standing in her path. "Please," said the boy, "I am hungry. Will you give me something to eat?" "I have only brought enough for myself," Manyara replied. "But please," said the boy, "I am so very hungry." "Out of my way, boy. Tomorrow I will become your queen. How dare you stand in my path?" After traveling for what seemed to be a great distance, Manyara came to a small clearing. There, silhouetted against the moonlight, was an old woman seated on a large stone. The old woman spoke. "I will give you some advice, Manyara. Soon, after you pass the place where two paths cross, you will see a grove of trees. They will laugh at you. You must not laugh in return. Later, you will meet a man with his head under his arm. You must be polite to him." "How dare you know my name? How dare you advise your future queen? Stand aside, you ugly old woman," Manyara scolded, and then rushed on her way without looking back. Just as the old woman had foretold, Manyara came to a grove of trees, and they did indeed seem to be laughing at her. "I must be calm," Manyara thought. "I will not be frightened." She looked up at the trees and laughed out loud. "I laugh at you, trees," she shouted and hurried on. It was not yet dawn when Manyara heard the sound of rushing water. "The river must be up ahead," she thought. "The great city is just on the other side." But there on the rise, she saw a man with his head tucked under his arm. Manyara rushed past him without speaking. "A queen acknowledges only those who please her," she said to herself. "I will be queen. I will be queen," she chanted as she hurried on toward the city. Nyasia woke at the first light of dawn. As she put on her finest garments, she thought how her life might be changed forever beyond this day. "I'd much prefer to live here," she admitted to herself. "I'd hate to leave this village and never see my father or sing to little Nyoka again." Her thoughts were interrupted by loud shouts and commotion from the wedding party assembled outside. Manyara was missing. Everyone bustled about, searching and calling for her. When they found her footprints on the path that led to the city, they decided to go on as planned. As the wedding party moved through the forest, brightly plumed birds darted about in the cool green shadows beneath the trees. Though anxious about her sister, Nyasia was soon filled with excitement about all there was to see. They were deep in the forest when she saw the small boy standing by the side of the path. "You must be hungry," she said, and handed him a yam that she had brought for her lunch. The boy smiled and disappeared as quietly as he had come. Later, as they were approaching the place where the two paths crossed, the old woman appeared and silently pointed the way to the city. Nyasia thanked her and gave her a small pouch filled with sunflower seeds. The sun was high in the sky when the party came to the grove of towering trees. Their uppermost branches seemed to bow down to Nyasia as she passed beneath them. At last, someone announced that they were near their destination. Nyasia ran ahead and topped the rise before the others could catch up with her. She stood transfixed at her first sight of the city. "Oh, Father," she called, "a great spirit must stand guard here. Just look at what lies before us. I never in all my life dreamed there could be anything so beautiful." Arm in arm, Nyasia and her father descended the hill, crossed the river, and approached the city gate. Just as they entered through the great doors, the air was rent by piercing cries, and Manyara ran wildly out of a chamber at the center of the enclosure. When she saw Nyasia, she fell upon her, sobbing, "Do not go to the king, my sister. Oh, please, Father, do not let her go," she cried hysterically. "There's a great monster there, a snake with 5 heads. He said that he knew all of my faults, that I displeased him. He would have swallowed me alive if I had not run. Oh, sister, please do not go inside that place." It frightened Nyasia to see her sister so upset, but leaving her father to comfort Manyara, she bravely made her way to the chamber and opened the door. On the seat of the great chief's stool lay the little garden snake. Nyasia laughed with relief and joy. "My friend, my little friend," she exclaimed. "It's such a pleasure to see you, but why are you here?" "I am the king," Nyoka replied. And there, before Nyasia's eyes, the garden snake changed shape. "I am the king. I am also the hungry boy with whom you shared a yam in the forest, and the old woman to whom you made a gift of sunflower seeds. But you know me best as Nyoka. Because I have been all of these, and I know you to be the most worthy and most beautiful daughter in the land, it would make me happy if you could be my wife." And so it was. A long time ago, Nyasia agreed to be married. The king's mother and sisters took Nyasia to their house, and the wedding preparations began. The best weavers in the land laid out their finest cloth for her wedding garments. Villagers from all around were invited to the celebration, and a great feast was held. Nyasia prepared the bread for the wedding feast from millet that had been brought from her village. Mufaro proclaimed to all who would hear him that he was the happiest father in all of the land, for he was blessed with 2 beautiful and worthy daughters, Nyasia, the queen, and Manyara, a servant in the queen's household. The end.
Now it's time to calm your body down. All you have to do is allow your body to relax and your mind to rest. Then your brain does all all the work for you. Tonight's Calm Your Body Down is a visual relaxation. Let go of any inner talking in your mind and find yourself in the most restful place now for both your body and mind. Now let's imagine a steady flow of starlight traveling through your body, allowing it to relax every part of you. The starlight is warm and trickles up through your toes to your legs, over and around your knees, and the starlight fills up your body, right through your hips. With each bit of starlight, your body is becoming more and more relaxed. And now let the starlight flood to your back and into your stomach. Imagine your starlight washes away any discomfort. It travels to your chest, upper back, your arms, and your hands. Notice a warm relief and stillness in your body and mind. Now the starlight travels through your neck, your throat, your head, and your hair. All you're doing in this moment is being still, listening, and letting this imaginary starlight flow through your body. Bring your awareness back to your body. Take a cleansing breath in through your nose and slowly breathe out through your mouth. And now you've calmed your whole body down on this beautiful night using your warm imaginary starlight to help you peacefully fall asleep. Now gently close your eyes and sleep in peace.
Sweet dreams. Sleep tight and know that everything's going to be all right.